do you look for and value women of God?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course. I think for women, and this is gonna sound fucked up, but I think for women they need God more than we do, man.
Why?
Because the metric for failure for women is easier to reach and break. If that makes sense. Like they can fuck their shit up way easier than a man can. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I look at women as like they're born with value. It's like your job to preserve it, right? It's like water, right? Like this is gonna sound fucked up, but like if you're like I look at a woman like a bottle of water, right? Cap is not open yet, right? You open it up and you take a sip from it. Then you give that bottle to somebody else and you take a sip from it. Like, bro, the water's tainted, nigga. And then if someone does some backwash, oh Lord, that's really bad.
I have facts.
You know what I mean?
Yo.
And then if she's a porn star, it's like a nigga spit in it. So, yeah, nobody wants that fucking bottle of water.
You ain't lying though.
So,
Dude,
yeah,
spit on that thing.
facts. So, with women, I think like they need, especially in 2024, like they need even more like God in their life because there's so much shit that like tells women to do fuck shit. Go on OnlyFans, be a stripper, get this money, feminism, woo, chase your career. Like there's all these things put in place to like fuck women up and keep them from doing what they're supposed to do, which is have a family and children and preserve their value. Like, so I think if anything, they need God more than men do, bro. Way more. Like, I mean, everyone needs God, but I think with women, it's just since it's so easy for them to fuck up, they need it even more so.
And if you notice, there's always an older woman in church, mainly.
Yeah.
After she's done the wholeness.
And here's the other thing too. This is the other dirty secret. God. Like if a girl is a whore and then turns to God, bruh, like let's keep it 1,000. They
Nala.
yeah,
Sam
like
Frank.
yeah, they regress. They do some dumb shit. Like as a man, let's say you did some fucked up shit. You went to jail, you went to prison, whatever. Then you find God. It's fine because like you could find God and still be a catch for a woman, but it's not gonna be the other way around. You were a whore, then you find God. You're fucked, bro. You're probably not gonna be a catch for a guy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like,
especially if they know your past and they're like actually a man.
and every girl I've seen that like did porn and then like turns to God, it rarely lasts, man. It's very difficult for it to like, because the trauma still stays there.
Yeah.
Like you're still gonna wake up in cold sweats, like, oh my God. Because like the dirty secret, and I can say this since we're on Rumble, when girls are involved in the sex work, they get sexually assaulted a lot of the times, or they get raped or some other bullshit, and that sticks with you as a woman.
Yeah.
That sticks with you.
Especially.
You're gonna say something? Go ahead,
Yeah,
please.
I think that what I've noticed is that a lot of girls turn to religion after something bad happens to them, and they use it as a coping mechanism to get through whatever happened. But then once they're over it, they go right back to how they were before.
It's like a crutch.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah, that's what they.
Good point.
And look, I'm not knocking women that like find God or whatever, but
Be about
at
it.
that point, man, like a lot of the times the damage is done, dude.
Yeah.
Like you find God, but like the damage is done. Like you've already been in some very fucked up situations. And look, like don't get it twisted. Like there's men out there that are deplorable fucking human beings that do terrible things to women. This is why another thing too. When women get involved in sex work, they're dealing with the worst of the worst
Scum of the earth.
when it comes to men. Pimps, sexual deviants, guys that want to
Weirdos.
degrade them.
Weirdos.
Like you're dealing with the bottom of the barrel fucking men, bro. So like what ends up happening, because you know what I also notice about girls that do sex work? They always say, I hate men.
belongs to the street.
As to be honest with y'all, I don't even get mad at them because I'm like, I understand why. Because you're seeing the worst side of men, right? Prostitution or sex work for women and guys that pay for sex, they end up seeing the worst side of the opposite gender, and it makes them almost like alienated from like being able to hold a real relationship because they don't respect the other gender and they don't see the beauty of the other gender, what they could bring to the table. Like the women see the men as nothing more than a commodity as a means to an end to get the money for the lifestyle that they want. The man looks at the woman as nothing more than an empty vessel to bust a nut in or bust a nut on, whatever the fuck, to get their nasty pleasure done. Say something.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, also it's statistically proven, like, every time a woman has intercourse with a man, it gives her like a piece of her value and her energy away to that man. So her chances of having a long-term relationship in the near future has gone down by 70%. Literally, it's the statistics of it. I saw it and I agree with it, because a lot of women who just continuously give and give and give and give, they don't understand what, I guess growing the intimacy with that one man feels like. It feels more transactional other than like real romantic love and what it's supposed to be.
Now, what I will say is this: like, let's say a girl like has a body count of like 6, right? technically, like you could say, statistically speaking, it could be a L or whatever. But let's say those 6 guys were all decent guys, long-term relationships, etc. Mm-hmm. Well, if those guys weren't like shitbags and treated her well, then she has some semblance of still like healthy concept of like what masculinity should be. Yeah. But like if a girl's like involved in like sex work where she's dealing with men like on kind of like a fast basis or whatever, it could easily fuck her up, man. So I think sex work is like the devil for women, bro. It's really bad. I think it really destroys them. So and then a lot of times they gotta like take drugs or drink. Like that girl right there, like bro, she has an alcohol problem. I could tell right away. Like she deals with uncomfortable situations by drinking. That's a very telltale sign that you got a problem. Right. Like if you need alcohol to deal with like uncomfortable situations, that's a telltale sign of like a stripper. Because for them, having strange random men touch you is not natural. It's fucking weird. So that they end up becoming extremely dependent on. Starts with alcohol, then it goes to Molly, then it goes to Coke, then it does to fucking
and then you're
ecstasy,
dead.
And then like. So it's a very
it's like the ring of fire, you know?
Yeah. And the problem too with sex work with women, going back to the whole stripper thing, is like you end up making that money quickly, and it's very difficult to go back and have a regular job. Extremely difficult, right?
For sure.
Like let's say a girl, say use your example, like not saying you, but let's say a girl,
someone that was an accountant and was like stripping is more money. Like and just
you know someone. Okay, perfect. So I was gonna use that example. Like, let's say someone's a teacher, has a respectable profession, and then says, you know what, I'm gonna start dancing on the side.
Wait, what?
In a couple of days, you'll make more money dancing than you do in a fucking month, and you're like, fuck that. Like, I could work 2 days a week and like have my rent ready. They end up doing that. But what ends up happening is like you make that money quick, and I always say like fast money comes with slow problems. You make that money quickly, you don't respect the grind to get it, and then you spend it, and then you're like, oh fuck, I ran out of my money. And then you have to go back and do something that you hate to be able to make that money again.
Instead of flipping and investing or doing something
because you make it quick.
Yeah, of course.
So you don't respect the money. So and then the other thing too, right? Thankfully, your friend was an accountant, so they had a skill set. But most girls don't acquire that skill set, so they have to go back into that because the money comes quick. They dance for a while. They don't develop a skill set, so they have to keep doing that to earn the money. So it's like a fucking revolving door of like fuckery. Honus. Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like you can take a hustle mentality, but that's not hustle. Like,
it's really not. Because
not hustle, it's hoeing, right? So
like what are you bringing to the table really? Because you're giving away something everybody else has. A vagina. Every vagina is the same. I always say that pussy is pussy. And it all depends on the connection you build with that person. If not, it doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. And also, I had an encounter with 2 OnlyFans girls, and they were sitting in the back of my car. It was like 2 years ago, I think, and I asked them, and I was like, hey guys, like on a real note, like I don't want to disrespect you in any way because this is your career, this is what you want to do. I don't consider it a career, but you know they do. And I asked them, and I said, you know, what are you gonna do after OnlyFans? Like, what's next? You know, once you get a wrinkle on your face and the tits start to sag, I mean,
that's a good question.
There's too many, surgeries.
They get mad if we ask that shit. Bro, remember? We don't even ask bitches that shit no more. Remember how mad they used to get when we used to say that shit?
And I just asked him, I said, look, like men are not gonna like want you anymore when you're all wrinkly. I mean, aging is inevitable. And men, who buy sex stuff would like to see younger women. Some. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? At like next, and I was like
the majority, to be accurate, like the majority will want a younger, firmer girl.
Right.
Like, some guys want some strange, some MILF, some cougar, of course. Yeah. But are you going to be able to compete in a market where there's younger, hotter girls all the time?
Absolutely not.
And have a sustainable income is going to be very difficult. And then you also got to remember the barrier to entry in the sex world now, the sex industry is nothing. Any girl can get on OnlyFans and build up her social media. Like, I guess it's good for the sex workers, but it's also bad long term. Like browsers, Pornhub, etc. Being like a traditional porn star isn't really a flex anymore. Like any girl now can become a porn star.
Yeah.
So the market to entry doesn't exist. So, but what that does is it makes it difficult for you to earn a living in the sex industry because now it's oversaturated. Thanks to the pandemic, the explosion of OnlyFans, the explosion of females just getting into content creation and doing sex work. It's just a very bad field to get into. And then I have a theory on this, and I could turn it to you ladies. Sex robots are like a thing now in virtual reality. So I predict in the next 10 to 100 years, very wide range, but they're making these sex robots more and more realistic. And guys are starting to purchase these fucking things. And it's going to get to a point where it's no longer going to be stigmatized, and then you're going to see a bunch of dudes where every nigga has a fucking sex robot.
Right. And they're all beta males. They're all beta males. And
but here's the scary part. It's going to be normal guys soon. And I'll tell you why. You guys are young. You might not.
I've heard the
you don't remember
a
this.
hole's a hole thing. So.
Well, here's the thing. I remember 20 years ago, right? If you met a girl on like Match.com, you were a fucking weirdo. You met a girl on a dating site? What the fuck's wrong with you, man? You ridicule that guy into fucking oblivion. Now, that's how people meet.
100%.
Like 50% of marriages now, some crazy statistic, is like online. They met online, whether it's social media, Facebook, dating apps, etc. Like 50% of relationships now start online.
And that's why the divorce rate is so high.
That too. I think that's it. I think that is a contributor. But the point I'm trying to make is that this sex robot thing is going to get to a point where it's no longer stigmatized, and that's when we're fucking doomed. Because if you take away the main reason why men deal with women, right, which is sexuality, let's be honest, it's the main reason. Everything else comes after that. Relationships are already in the shitter. And the reason why I think this is bad for women is because men, unfortunately, can outsource a lot of the things that women bring to the table. Sexuality, food, a companionship. But women can't outsource what men provide. Security, stability, masculinity, protection to a degree. Like, women are people. Like, women are more interested in people, men are more interested in things. So, like, a man can get a lot of his needs met if he's able to get Uber, has some extra income, can get a dog, fuck a robot, maybe an escort, whatever the fuck. Like, guys can figure it out. But with women,
what the fuck are they?
Y'all need relationships. Yeah. Like, women need relationships.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times, like, we do get distracted. Like, I think what you're saying is great. It's important. Like, I think that I was talking about this the other day. I'm like, our initial relationship on this planet was a man and a woman and God. It didn't even say, and it's the garden, right? Food is sustained. It didn't say work yourself to death. It didn't say have a bunch of kids that can't stand you and all this stuff. So it's like, I think a lot of the times, you know, we need to look at what is right, you know, within God and within ourselves. And I think a lot of women are sitting here trying to find any man to provide every single thing under the sun for them instead of going to God about it. And, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I see your perspective. That's definitely true. I think the internet's kind of played a role in that, where girls feel as though, look, I'm not going to settle. I want my guy to be perfect. I want my dream guy, whether it's a Disney fairy tale or whatever. And yeah, a lot of women are simply not pragmatic about, well, number one, the caliber of guy being out there, because a lot of girls have very high standards. And then number two, thinking that that guy's going to want them back in return. That's the biggest thing. Because these guys that women want, like, dude, they're far and few between, man. Like, maybe 1 in 10 guys.
It's crazy, like, the disconnect of, like, the women that are getting those men versus who you think that would match that. Like, I don't understand why, like,
but they're not getting the men, because the men with 50 grand, I mean, I'm sorry, not 50 grand, the 50 million or whatever, and some little hoe decides with nothing to bring to the table, hey, I want to be with this man. She knows in the back of her mind that he's going to cheat on her. He has 50 million. There's no fucking way.
You know what's scary? She doesn't know in the back of her mind.
Oh, you don't think?
No, man. It's crazy, bro.
I would think so, because I would know. Like, I mean.
You would know, but they won't know.
Yeah, because
like, right now, I don't have a college degree.
There's some people that buy everything into their life or whatever the case is, put on performances, but are not actually substance. And it's unfortunate that they get in these positions.